All right, good morning. We are back for our teacher podcast. We have our ELL teacher. This is Caitlyn Weyhrich, who I've known for a little bit of time. Welcome, Caitlyn, to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So tell me, how did you get your start in education?
Good question. So I started in high school. I did a teacher mentorship kind of class where I'd go to the local elementary school and support teachers. And I did that for 3 years in high school. So then I went on to college at UNC. I knew I wanted to be a teacher right away. Got my teaching license, and I ended up in Denver Public Schools for 6 years, teaching second and third grade. I helped open a school in Green Valley Ranch, so that was really interesting. The first day of school, I literally had kids that just kept coming in my classroom with pink slips saying, "You're added to this class," because they were so behind on enrollment and getting the school ready to open. Then I got my master's in ESL while I was out there, transferred over to Douglas County, taught first grade, and then have been doing ESL for the past 3 years. This is my third year.
All right. So you have a very unique job with kind of some unique students in their class. And typically some of the students speak no English at all, and sometimes no families speaking English either. So how do you best communicate with your families?
Yeah, so obviously I send emails, newsletters, but the really cool thing that I found this year is a program called Talking Points. And I'm able to type a message in English, and it'll translate to any language, and then that text will be sent to my parents. So a lot of parents, this year I have a lot newcomers from China. So it's been really awesome because I can send a message in English and it shows up on their phone in Chinese, and that's been really helpful. So a few that I've helped register, we use that process to do registration.
Yeah,
it's been really cool. Yeah. And the district just got a new program where we can do like a 3-way call to have a live translator to help us through processes like that.
Man, that makes things a lot easier.
Yeah.
So how do you reach every student in your classroom? Even though you don't have a set classroom, you go in service and you're in classrooms all the time. So I'd be interested, how do you reach every student?
So, yeah, my schedule's kind of crazy. I'm running all over, but I do a lot of different models. So for some, depending on the need and depending on the level of support that student needs, some students I push in and support in the classroom alongside the teachers. Some I pull out into a small group and work on, whatever it is that they need support in one-on-one. Some I pull from one classroom to another classroom, so I make a small group in one room and do a lot of side-by-side co-teaching. So every kid has a different plan, literally. And the days change too. Sometimes, like today, I'll have 2 hours open with CMAS, so then I'll just pop into kindergarten or first grade and support those teachers. So it does change, and I keep in touch with the teachers to see what they need in terms of supporting their ESL students. But in some of the day I'm spent working with families. So it's just kind of like every day is different.
That's probably what you like about it too.
Yeah, I love it.
What other profession other than being a teacher would you like to attempt?
Jeez, that is a tough one. I always thought I wanted to be like a real estate agent or something. Kind of like how I'm always on the go here, something like that where it's constantly changing, everything's different. But then we just bought a house last year, and I don't think I want to be a real estate agent anymore. So I don't know. After later in life, I've thought about like it'd be fun to work at a Rockies game or do something like that.
Yeah.
Just something that I would never do.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So what are you not very good at?
Staying focused. It's bad. I was thinking about this before. I'm like, he's probably going to ask me like what my weakness is. And the kids have figured it out, especially my older kids, how to get me sidetracked. So we'll have a plan. I set it up where I'm ready to go. And then all of a sudden they'll start telling stories. And next thing you know, I'm sharing my story and showing pictures. So they really have figured out how to get me distracted. And my own children have too, awesome. As well as my husband.
What's something strange that has happened in your classroom?
Oh, my. Well, on the record, I probably have to think about this because there's things that have happened that I probably shouldn't share. But I don't know. Something that's strange. I got to come back to that one. Let me keep thinking about it.
All right. So,
because everything I'm thinking of, I probably shouldn't share for the confidentiality.
all right. So, actually, this is just the last question. So, if you were to put something up on a billboard that people could see all across the country, what would you put on it?
So the first thing that comes to mind is karma, because even this morning, every morning when I pull out of my kids' daycare center, it's a really tricky spot to take a left. And so today, Libby and my daughter, we counted cars to see how many cars let me in. It took the 7th car. And the first thing I said to him, I said, karma, thank you. Nobody else let me in. So I really believe in that. I think, it's important to be kind and spread kindness and be nice to others. So something along those lines.
That's right. Pay it forward. Gotta love that. All right. Well, thanks. This is episode 13. I can't believe we made it 13 episodes. You never know who's next, so please tune in next time. Thanks so much.